And welcome back once again to Let's Play Overlord. We have switched from our blue minions over to a squad of all greens. And we're going to have to send them across a bridge here because they cannot go through the water that we need to get to the other side. Quite often when you send a group across that bridge, the last one or two, for some reason, just cannot make it across, and you end up having to just cross your fingers and hope that they stay over there long enough for you to get around and have them come to you over it once you are on the other side. And then sometimes instead they will come back to the side that you started them on and then try to follow you through the water and die. So here's the best way I have found to deal with this worm. You put all of your greens onto a guard marker so that they will get their damage bonus. And get them as close as you can without them attacking is what you're going to try to do.
Use your blues on those dragons.
And all of the ones he shook off into the water down there are just going to die. He says to use your blues to try to save them. Anytime I have tried to do that, though, like the greens I've got right here, so that they don't have to cross the bridge any more than they need to. But anytime I've tried to use the blues to save them, my blues go running out into the water, bend over to pick up all of the ones that just drowned, and then the worm comes swooping through and kills all of them. So I've never found that to actually work. I guess it's definitely possible. It definitely seems to be what the game wants you to try to do, to show off that the blues can save your minions from the water. Instead, I usually just end up having one group of greens die, come back, pull out a whole new group, and then the second time you use that same tactic on him, except hopefully this time I'll get it right so you can see it a little more effective. It actually is able to finish him off that time, so you do not have to get a third group usually. So let's see if I can get it right this time. I want to put them all on a guard marker. Get them close enough that they will be able to attack him when he makes his lunge, but far enough that they're not already triggering him to attack. Let them get hidden so that they'll get their damage bonus, and then take just one to actually trigger the attack. And hopefully they will finish him off this time. They did not, but we do still have a decent bit of them up here. So if I can get him to make another lunge at me, these should be able to finish him. And they did.
Gather up your minions and get that hive out of there. My feet feel soggy just watching you.
So now I just have to go back to return all of these greens. And then we'll be able to get another group of blues, because the hive at this point has to be moved through that water, so you do have to have blues with you. I had not ever thought of it in any playthrough before this one, but I guess I could have not ever switched to the blues and gone ahead and taken a group of greens up through there to attack the worm, and then switched to blues to carry the hive. I've always used blues to get the hive past that water I just walked through. And then when you get to the worm, I went back and switched. And then you have to switch back to the blues, of course, to get through the next thing of water. So I guess you could do it all in one trip, basically. And only have to make the one trip back to refill your greens that all died in the first attack on the worm. So now we'll just carry the hive through. I wish there was some way to speed them along, but there's not really any way to get them to go any faster, and I don't think that this section will have been anywhere near long enough for me to worry about actually fast forwarding through it. Over there is a place that you can summon brown minions, to where you would not have had to go all the way back to switch to something that can fight the worm, but they die very easily to it, so they do not accomplish much, so I'd have lost a lot of browns to be able to beat it. And we're going to go ahead and take this side route and let them turn the crank to create a bridge for us. And that way, if we need to, we will be able to bring something other than blues through this next section with us. There is still some fighting to go on, but I think that a lot of it is in an area that only blues could get to anyway. There was a portal to the tower right back there on our right. It is not big enough for them to get the hive to it, but if you needed to teleport through to refill your health and mana, you could do so there. And these frogs are a bit frustrating. They do not have any sort of attack, so they will not stand up to your minions and fight. So you do have to chase them down and get them killed, because they will get in the way and keep your ones that are carrying the hive from being willing to go any further. And we've had one of the large frogs show up. And in my last playthrough, from where I am re-recording this, that did not show up, so I was not ready for it. But as you can see, the ones that are carrying the hive have stopped right there because the frogs are in their way. But it can be quite troublesome to get all of the frogs killed from where the blues are so ineffective, and the frogs do nothing but run from you. There's no reason to try to finish them off once the hive does get through. That's the only reason to have to deal with them.
Master, the geyser field looks rather dangerous. Use your guard marker ability to carefully guide your minions through. Royal minions are no good to anyone.
So here's another place where you have to move your minions through a series of dangerous things, where the sweeping motion not working right would be a big hassle. But fortunately you can use the guard marker to do it, and the guard marker makes it very feasible. They also, for some reason, do not require you to actually wait for your minions to turn that crank. As soon as you get them to it, they just go ahead and put the bridge up for you. Clear out some mushrooms so that they can carry the hive through.
Yes! That was fun! Destroy!
I have to clear out some more mushrooms. And up ahead we actually see another geyser. So we've got 2 more rocks that we have to clear out before we're going to be able to move on. In the next video we should get those moved and get the blue hive back to the base.